I'll clarify some of that, but let's have a look. So first of all, underlying energy, Seven of Pentacles. This is very much about looking at, and it kind of feels like what you're looking at in April is, what have I been putting my effort into and what am I getting back from this? And it may be something that you've been working at for a while now. You've put in a lot of time and effort into it. This is that, what I always call the gardener card, right? We've planted the seeds, watered them, weeded them, made sure they've gotten enough light, but we're now waiting for the fruits of our labor. And it's looking back also at what's coming in. What have we been getting from this? You know, did you plant seeds thinking you'd get apples and you got oranges? It's that kind of energy. What are you getting back? It is a kind of patience that we need patience to get what we want. And you guys, you know, are very patient. Capricorn is one of the most patient signs. So you're not averse to putting in time and effort into a situation to get back the results that you want, but you want to make sure you are getting what you want. And that's kind of like the huge underlying energy for April, is that where are you putting your efforts and what are you getting back for this? Now, interestingly enough, you have the Queen of Swords coming up at the heart of your reading. Some of you may be dealing with an air sign, which is Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Doesn't have to be. The signs do not own the cards. They just lend their characteristics. So this is going to be someone who's very logical, very analytical. I always say this about the Queen of Swords. She's been through everything. She's seen it all. This might be you guys, right? So, you know, you've gone through very difficult times. You've endured some very painful experiences, but you've turned all of that into knowledge. That's what the Queen of Swords has done. It's made her understand who she truly is. And, you know, she can now use that knowledge going forward. That's why she always holds that sword of truth, because she knows who she is. She doesn't put up with any bullshit because she's faced the kind of her own darkest demons. She's not going to want to put up with any rubbish from anyone else. Now, if that's the case for you, if that is the case, then the Seven of Pentacles is the work that you've been putting in. Either, you know, for yourself, I'm getting that for some of you, that you've been putting work in on yourself. You've been changing up who you are, how you've been working, who you are. And there's a new you now. There's a new you that's coming out of this. The Queen of Swords is all about authenticity. Authenticity. Who am I? Authentically who I am. Now, if it's not you and this is someone else, you're questioning how much effort and time you put in with this person. Whether that's your partner, someone that you're interested in, a colleague, a business partner, whoever. There's question marks about how much effort you've been putting in. Maybe you've been putting in more effort than the other person. There is that coming in here. This could be a new person that's coming in for some of you. Now, the reason I say that is we have the Ten of Swords coming up as a past or foundational energy. Horrible, gruesome energy, in that it's painful. It is painful. No, it doesn't matter which way you cut this card. It's a horrible, brutal energy. It's when we can feel like we've been stabbed in the back. Now, it's a general reading, so either we've done this to someone or someone's done this to us. Basically, they've left us face down in the dirt. You know, this is that energy of, it's swords, right? So swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas. What thoughts have destroyed you, or have someone's words kind of cut you to the quick? But this is the completion of the cycle. It says the worst has happened. It can indicate betrayal, deception, getting stabbed in the back. And, you know, you can imagine that the Queen of Swords has also been through this. That she, at one time, was left like this. But she picked herself up. She plucked those 10 swords out. This is starting from rock bottom. And that's what I'm getting here. Maybe some of you did. You did start from rock bottom. You were left here by yourself, alone. Whether you lost your job, you know, it can indicate any manner of awful things that can happen. But you've put the work in and you've become this. You now know who you are. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to keep putting energy and effort into the same place. That's why I think the Seven of Pentacles is showing you. There could be a revision coming in. You're now rethinking what you're doing. And a lot of the signs are going through this. And that's what Mercury retrogrades are great for, to allow us to rethink what we're doing. But good on you, Capricorn. You've kind of moved past this. The kind of downside of this, for downside, the whole card is a downside. But what I mean is that where we can go wrong in this, the advice is it's lifting ourselves up. It's knowing that the worst has happened and now going forward from there. And so what does that mean? We have to sometimes release whatever those swords are, pull them out, right? Get rid of them, because it's left you with a new truth, and that's the Queen of Swords. Now, in the present, we have the Lovers coming up. The Lovers, for me, it can sometimes talk about long distance relationships, but in this deck, they are kind of very much together. There's no distance between them. But the other message of the Lovers card, which I completely go with this is that the distance, it is an illusion. The distance is an illusion. Now, to a very earthy, practical sign like yourselves, unless someone's right in the same room as you, you're like, no, there's distance there. But the lovers does say that, you know, when you love something, there is no distance between you and that. And that's why it can indicate a choice sometimes, a head or heart decision. But I always say this, it's not a real choice. Why would you pick something that you don't love? And I'm going to say this. I think some of you did. You did pick something that you didn't love because it was the right thing to do, in that it had practical consequences. It would have helped you for your security, for your stability. But now there seems to be question marks because you're a new you. There's a different version of you that's coming out. You know, you've gone through too much. You've survived all of this. That now you're like, well, if I survived that, why else could I not survive? Why do I not just go for, if I have to endure stuff like this anyway, why don't I do that going for my truth, going for the things that I love? This is a romantic relationship for you. There is a relationship here. Maybe that's the decision. Like, question mark could be about how much effort you or the other person have been putting into this relationship. Because look at the Six of Wands that comes up there. I kind of feel if you kind of start off April feeling like, you know, I'm putting in all this work and effort, be it love, be it a relationship, be it friends, family members, work, whatever it is. I feel like you get the recognition for whatever you put into this, the recognition from pulling yourself up from this, the recognition for who you truly are now. If you're dealing with an air sign or if this is another person, then it's almost like they recognize you. The only major arcana card that we have here is the Lovers, and that's in the present. And you could be dealing with a Gemini, especially with the Queen of Swords here. This is the card for Gemini. But it's about knowing two sides of the argument. And, you know, there's no separation between the two. The head and the heart can work together to get you what you want. And the Six of Wands, it's recognition, it's success, it's a victory card. But how do you get that victory? From being who you truly are. From expressing who you truly are. From saying what it is. This is how I've changed. This is who I am. I'm no longer this person. I no longer want to, you know, put effort into something that I'm not going to get rewards from. Am I going to get my rewards? Do I get my success? Well, yes. The Six of Wands there, you get the recognition, the success. This is a kind of pride for me as well. You can hold your head up with pride. But then why is it we have the Four of Pentacles coming up as your advice? We have the Four of Pentacles here right at the end. It's the Miser card, right? It's holding on to what you have. Now, for some of you, I'm going to say this. If this has been about you kind of building yourself up, you've been recovering from this, especially if this is a romantic reading for you. So let's go there first. You might have been betrayed in the past by someone. You've become this new authentic person that you are. But then you have, you know, you've been putting time and effort into yourself, but she sat there under a tree by herself. Doesn't matter how much fruit you get back from there. Don't you want to share it with someone? And that might be the question mark coming up now, that do I want to be in a relationship? Do I want to share this with someone else? But who's worthy of this for you? And that could be this. This person, this is when you get stuck in a comfort zone. And if you know me, if you watch my videos for a while, you know, I always say this, comfort zones are for losers. You never grow when you're in a comfort zone. All you'll ever have is more of the same. Yes, this person can hold on to what they have. They don't want to share it, right? And they not have to. This person doesn't have to. She can stay kind of clinging to that tree. She can stay clinging to those Four Pentacles and she won't lose them. Those Four Pentacles represent something of security, stability, something that makes us feel vulnerable if we would lose it. So we want to hold on to it. It's a good thing, right? To know what's of value to you. However, to get more, to have more than what she has to go and risk her security, risk her stability. And, you know, that may be by spending those pentacles, investing them, doing something else with them. But they have to be risked to get more than that. Whenever there are fours, especially the Four of Pentacles, nothing changes. Now, this might be because this situation's come up here. Even in work, with that same situation applies for work. That, you know, you have been putting time and effort into something. You might have started a new job. Maybe you lost your job and this is a new job that you've got on, or you've been building a business and you've become a new person now. Queen of Swords, you know what you want. You know who you are. You know what you expect from this. Then this situation comes up, a head or heart decision about something that you love. And there's recognition that will come from it. If you follow your passion, you follow your heart, you'll get recognition from it. But how? What's the advice? The advice is then you must break out of your comfort zone. You know, with recognition in a workplace, with success becomes more responsibilities. Are you ready for those more responsibilities? And it kind of feels like some of you are like, no, I want to stay where I am. But that's just the Four of Pentacles. You survived the Ten of Swords. You did not stay face down in the snow with 10 swords in your back. So why would you want to stay here where you are in this comfort zone? So the Emperor, he's the father figure, the boss, the authority figure in the tarot. He's very much in control. He's not afraid of making decisions or choices, not at all. He runs an empire, right? He has his kingdom. He has to be able to make those tough calls. Who else is going to? He's in charge and he has no problem with that. The only problem with the Emperor, and he doesn't get a bad reputation, but I think he's great because he is in control. This might be referring to Aries season for you because this is the card for Aries, like I said. But the thing with him is he's not always open to compromise. He's not always open to doing things another way. And that would make sense. If you're the one that went through this, you picked yourself up. This can be like when we've had autonomy at work, you know, with being, if it's a work situation or any, like, you know, working within a family with other family members or with friends. If you've done this, if you've picked yourself up from this and you've become this, you know, your authentic self, you're not going to want to give up that control, right? You're not going to want to do things another way. You're not going to be open to working in partnerships with other people, even though you seem to get more recognition by doing that. It's like clinging to what you know. And then you have the Queen of Cups here. So for those of you that are, you know, this is a relationship reading for you, even if it isn't, even for work, it's telling you, same as the Lovers, go with your heart. Let your heart lead you. What is making you emotionally happy? She's the head. She's the heart. You can't just rule everything with your head. You must, I'm getting all very Machiavellian here with the Emperor here. And we have the head and heart situation. But what do you love? What do you feel like you want to do? Because yes, your head can bring you a level of success and reality. You know, you can analyze things, logic things out, but your heart's going to bring you the full completion, the fulfillment of your emotional desires. And you need to know what they are to complete them, right? Some of you might have met someone who's like, you know, a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, with that Queen of Cups there. And she's kind of got you out. Or, you know, I'll say she, it's the Queen of Cups, could be masculine or feminine energy. Someone who's very nurturing, very caring, very loving, kind of healing energy, man's person, very intuitive energy. And maybe she's kind of bringing out the softer side of you and you don't like that. And I can understand it. If this happened, and I'm getting there for a lot of the signs where they're looking back at something, and Mercury retrograde can do that. Mercury retrograde can show us somewhere where, you know, do you remember this? Do you remember this happened? But you can focus on the pain and think, well, no, I don't want that to happen again. Or you can focus on the fact that you survived it. You know, you survived it. I kind of talk about this in a recent podcast that I recorded. So you might want to check that out. There'll be a link in the description. But you have the Page of Swords coming up here. Page of Swords is brutal honesty. Brutal honesty. This is a page, it's not even the Queen. And the Queen can be kind of brutal enough. But the page just says what the truth is the truth, but it can be the truth we don't want to hear. Now, this is the spy in the tarot. What do spies do? They go out there and get more information. So it may be that you need more information at this time. Like, you don't need to shut down. If this is someone else, if someone else has shut down, if, you know, this is someone who in the past hurt you and they've kind of closed off, whether it's you, someone else, it feels like now there's an opening up of that. And the truth may not be delivered in the most kind of sweetest or nicest way, but it will be the truth. And it feels like you need more information. That's what's kind of coming in here. More information is needed. I mean, the only hiccup that I can see, and the point of power for me is always the present. It's always the present. It's almost like, is this worth the effort? Well, if you're looking, there's never any guarantees, right? But if you're looking for it, yes, if you kind of pick your head, if you pick what you love, not your head, if you pick your heart, what you love, you go for your, and a love can be like the job that you want to do, the career that you want to do, the person that you love, that you want to spend your Saturdays, I don't know, building paper aeroplanes or something, like whatever it is that your heart says, if you kind of go for that, you get success from it. But it's like you're building this kind of boundaries around this, that, you know, is it worth it? What am I doing with this? Remember, we got hurt in the past. What is this? If all of the court cards are your energy, then you're everything. You're being logical. You are in control. You can follow your heart. And that's maybe the truth that you have to face. In fact, have a look. The only court card that didn't come up, we have swords, we have cups, and the Emperor embodies fire energy. If we look at that, we don't have pentacles. But yeah, you are earth. So you don't need to be reminded that you're earth. And it kind of feels like that's what you're trying to look at, where you're safe. And that makes sense. You deserve love. You are lovable. Now, I'm a meme queen, I should warn you, but there was a meme that I had posted on, I think it was my WhatsApp profile a month ago or something, and it was about an arrow. And if you think about it, the arrow always goes backwards first before it goes forwards. And so maybe that's why you're in a situation, whatever it is that you love, and you're kind of looking back, because the foundation is always why are we going here? What's making us feel the way we feel here? And it's because of this. Nobody wants to go through that again. If you can avoid it, nobody wants to. But you can focus on the fact that it happened, or you can focus on the fact that you survived it. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. And that's kind of what I was saying. What do you love? I can't keep saying it, but I do keep saying it, but that's what's coming up. Queen of Cups. She comes from her heart. She's ready to offer that cup of love to someone. I mean, Mercury retrograde is a great time. Mercury's retrograde until, I think, the 15th of April, middle of the month. So you're about halfway through the month to kind of figure out what you're doing. You don't have to make a decision, but you at least analyze it and look at it. It feels like you're doing that. Yin is the feminine principle. It's receptivity. We always shown by, that's receiving, right? The receptacle, the bowl there receives. Now, it's not just about waiting for something to happen. Although, this is a card of patience, allowing things to unfold, staying focused on what you love rather than worrying about what you're going to lose. But it's about conscious allowing, where we kind of allow the things that we want to happen, but we decide what we want to happen first. You have a lot of you have two queens here. That's very feminine energy. But, being like that, if you're waiting to receive something, and I'm very similar to that, sometimes unless I'm the one in control, I can get to go and charge out and I can go and get whatever I want. It throws me sometimes. That's the Emperor, right? The Emperor takes control of a situation. But the queens are going to see what's presented to me first. What's presented to me. And that might be why you're waiting to see what rewards are coming back to you. Like, see, what am I getting for this first before I decide what I'm going to do? It says, dearest you, do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you and we hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. So that's Yin and that's the Emperor. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part. Now let us do ours. You would be awestruck if you knew how many strings were pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be a co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember though, Spirit's timetable and ideas of how things will play out may be quite different from yours. Trust us. Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to other areas of your life, and before you know it, a miracle will have taken place. We love you so much. So yeah, the lovers can be about a partnership, right? And that's what I was saying, that if you've done all this yourself, and you have, like the message says, like you've done so much, you've gotten over this. Now allow the good things to come in. And it can be difficult. It can be difficult when you try to control every aspect of what's going on. But Yin reminds you to consciously allow those good things to come into your life.